to Tawhid Asadi in Tehran. So all the attention at the moment is going to be paid towards the way that Iran chooses to respond to this. We've already seen drones flying over Syria and I understand Saudi Arabia towards Israel. Talk to us about what Iran's response is likely to be.
Well, just speaking of the statements that we have heard so far from the Iranian officials, it seems that drones is going to be just a very small part of that response. We had the Iranian Supreme Leader coming out in a very short statement saying that there is going to be a tough consequence down the road for the Israelis after this strike happened in Tehran and across the country, targeting different let's say, places, including military headquarters, including nuclear sites, and including civilian buildings. And now the Supreme Leader is saying that the country is going to face the Israelis with tough repercussions. Also, when it comes to IRGC, we heard the same statement, and we have to keep in mind that the commander of IRGC, Hossein Salami, was killed in this strike as well. And the IRGC is saying that there's going to be a crushing answer down the road as a sort of retaliation to this attacks. Also, the defense ministry of the country has said that Iran has prepared for actually years of war, meaning that there is a possibility of further escalated situations, seeing that there are so many unprecedented, unpredictable developments that has taken or are going to take place in this regard. And also, we have this statement from the different Iranian officials, and the gist of the matter, if you look at the statements that came from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, from the Speaker of the Parliament, from other Iranian officials, all in all, now there is this emphasis on the necessity of a strong retaliatory reaction from the Iranian side. And also to that, I have to add that we've got the previous attack that happened in October 2024, and then back in time, Iranian officials put emphasis that if Israelis decide to continue these kind of strikes, the next retaliatory reaction is going to be much stronger. And now we are seeing an extensive damage to the infrastructures of the country when it comes to nuclear facilities, when it comes to some military targets across the country in different provinces, including Azerbaijan, including Ilam, including Hamadan, and elsewhere. Now we see a very critically escalated situation that runs the risk of any potential scenario down the road. We're following the developments, we're following the statements that we hear from the Iranian side, and what we can say at the time being is that this is just the beginning, and Iran is going to continue this retaliation. This is one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is that from the Israeli sources, we are hearing that there is a possibility for further next waves and rounds of a strike, which is going to again further ramp up the escalation in between, and that runs the risk of dragging even the entire region into a full-fledged, all-out war scenario. So far, we know that the latest developments, if I may talk about that, was that the Supreme Leader of the country announced that Abdurrahim Musavi is going to be the next chief of staff of the country, replacing Mohammad Bagheri, who was killed in this recent strike. Also, he said that Mohammad Pakpour is going to be the head or the commander of IRGC, the former commander of which Hossein Salami was assassinated in these strikes, added to top nuclear scientists, including Dr. Tehranchi, who was actually a president of Azad University, as well as Feridun Abbasi, who was the former head of the atomic organization of the country, as well as his deputy. All in all, we know that at least 6 important nuclear scientists have been killed. Military officials, in addition to those names that I gave you, have been either injured or killed. And now we're expecting a seriously tough, crushing answer coming from the Iranian side, and for that we have to wait for the next days, if not hours, to see how future could unfold.
Tawhid Asadi talking to us there from Tehran. Tawhid, thank you very much indeed.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.